Scorpio, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. Being so close to the end of the month, we are actually doing the monthly readings this week. So we will be looking at November, seeing what's going on for you. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate your support. I will also this weekend have our big shadow work for the full moon reading, as well as some Halloween themed readings. So I hope to see you all for those as well. But we are today using the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. I do have the Slavic Folklore Lenormand as our main deck today. And then also with the True Love Oracle. All right, but getting sort of straight on into it for you, Scorpio. Scorpio, what is going on for Scorpio during November? Homeward. Okay, first card we have there for you, Homeward. Take yourself out on a date. All right, Scorpio. So talking about self-care, looking after yourself, treating yourself, definitely treating yourself to something sweet. Take yourself out on a date, maybe to, like an ice cream shop or, a chocolatier or something along those lines, because the next card we do have is the Evil Queen card, which does say you deserve sugar, not salt. So, not allowing bitterness to enter your realm this month, Scorpio. Only accepting sweetness and only giving sweetness in return. But, I do feel for some of you that's literally talking about, take yourself out on a date, get some sugar in your system, hype yourself up, be your own hype man, hype girl, whatever. Time for some sugar in your life. Be your own sugar daddy is once again, regardless of gender, guys, but you deserve sugar, not salt. So I do sometimes get that with that card, is be your own sugar daddy. So take yourself out on a date, treat yourself well, look after yourself. Okay, buy yourself a nice little gift. We do see here the little coffee. So take yourself out for a nice coffee date, all those sorts of things. I'm sort of haven't I've sort of only consciously sort of realized lately that, the whole coffee culture, it's not as big a thing in other countries as what it is here in Australia. We have so many coffee shops where it's quite common to actually, go to a coffee shop and just sit down and have a coffee. And, takeaway coffee seems to be more the thing overseas, like especially like in the USA, where we don't really have that many sit down coffee places, whereas that's part of our thing here is, go sit at the cafe and just enjoy a nice coffee and, people watch and just enjoy some, enjoy 10 minutes to yourself while you have your coffee. So it is part of our, the Aussie thing here is the coffee culture. So, and I personally am a big fan of coffee. So take yourself out on a nice coffee date. The frozen coffees are my absolute favourite. Half the time, if you see me drinking while I'm doing the videos, it'll usually be a frappe from McDonald's, because even McDonald's here does really, really good coffee. So I found Macca's does actually do a really good coffee here in Australia. So, and I had to laugh because I noticed that one of their, they added to their range the Australiano, which is, Australia loves their coffee. So we'll whack that out to the rest of the world as well. I thought that was funny. But yes, I drink a lot of coffee, so I'm a big coffee fan. But add an extra sugar maybe this month for yourself, Scorpio, if you are drinking sugar in your coffees. But I don't know why coffee seems to be really important to you this month. So if you are taking yourself out on a date, have that coffee. Don't stop yourself from having a nice coffee date for yourself or something like that. You know, get the nice coffee this month, okay? So I feel like it's important somehow. There you go. Well, whatever coffee means to you personally, Scorpio. I'm actually getting here that, you know, for some of you, there's something to do with the brand name of the coffee and that linking to something else in your life. That there's some link there between, you know, like a brand name of coffee and something else important for you this month. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Let me know in the comments if you know what the link is between coffee and yourself, or if you just enjoy coffee like me. Okay. Scorpio, what's going on for Scorpio in November, please? Now, I do split this up, start, middle, and end, so I'll draw 2 cards for each. Scorpio for November. Okay. Can I just get clarity for the start of November for Scorpio? What is that in regard to, please? Give us the goss. What is that in regard to, please, for Scorpio at the start of November? Okay. I'm actually seeing a really positive reading for you at the moment, Scorpio. So what we have at the start of the month, though, at the very start of November, I feel like for a lot of you, this is the very, very start of November too. So, you know, the first or the second. I'm feeling the second coming out strongly here because I've got quite a lot of repeated 2s on the cards here. Okay, I'm just having a look here. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of repeated 2s. Okay, because we had that evil queen card, that is number 2. We had 42. We have right here we have 22. And then 20, there's a few other 20s. And then one of the cards I clarified with is 2. Okay, so I'm seeing quite a lot of 2s here. So I do feel for a lot of you, this is literally happening on the 2nd of November. All right, so let me know what happens, because we are clearly seeing here, we have the crossroad first and foremost. So we are, and that's coming through with the letter. So we're seeing it's coming through pretty clearly as a decision to communicate, a choice to communicate with someone or something. You know, we do see this particular crossroad card. It does look very similar to the Rider card. So a lot of the time that refers directly to, you know, news, good news coming, messages. So we are seeing a very similar sort of energy here. But the news in this case, the communication in this case is more to do, it's got to do with like either a choice or decision that is being made, or you need to make, or you have made some sort of decision or choice. But it's about which path you're walking, where your path is going from here. So this is, it's feeling quite important that it's got to do with, you know, you're on the right path. You are on the right path. No matter what choice you make, you're choosing the right path for yourself here, Scorpio. But there's direct communication coming in regard to a choice you've made, a choice you're making or need to make. A choice, for some of you, this is a choice someone else has made. that affects you as well. All right. But we are seeing the communication card here, the letter. So that can talk about texting, phone calls, emails, in person, online, all sorts of communication, any sort of communication coming through here. It could come from any direction, this communication. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here too, is that it really could come from any direction for a lot of you. That I feel like it's kind of going to be maybe for some of you unexpected direction where this communication comes from. All right. But I do have, because I am sort of seeing a lot of importance on this communication, and I keep getting that it's some sort of news, even though that's the road sign and not the even the road sign, that's a I said the road sign instead of the crossroad. So it's kind of that sign. There's a sign, you're getting a sign communicated to you that you're on the right path, that you've made the right decision, that you need to make this decision. But I'm also seeing here that clarified by the sun, okay, which that brings things to light. So this communication is bringing something to light for you. It's bringing this decision to light. It's bringing to light the fact that you are on the right path, that you're following the right signs. I double clarified with the clover. Okay, card number 2, the clover. That's all about good luck, success. Taking a chance on a new path, on taking a chance to, taking something, doing something. You may feel as though it's a bit of a risk to make this decision, but you're on the right path regardless. And we do see a lot of happiness with that sun coming through. But I do feel for a lot of you that, this communication is going to be revealed to you. It's going to come to light that you need to make this decision, or that you've made this decision even without realizing. But there is some sort of clear communication. Like, I am strongly getting that you are getting some sort of clear communication about this. But, keep me updated, guys. Let me know what happens for you on the 2nd, because I do feel as though there is going to be something. It's going to be quite clear to you with that sun energy there. It should be quite clear to you that this is a clear decision for you to make, or even if it feels like a risk at the time, you do have a lot of good fortune when it comes to whatever this decision or choice or path that you're taking is. But there is some sort of clear news or communication about this coming through. And once again, I feel like it's the 2nd. All right. So that's it's coming through very strongly too. So maybe you're meeting someone for coffee and that's where you get the news. But toward the middle of the month, we do have the anchor, which is actually followed by the ship. So sometimes these guys can be very contradictory type energy, because, the anchor stays put and still and doesn't move, whereas the ship is all about movement. But, when they come out together, they are quite obviously linked, because, the anchor does hold the ship steady during a storm and stops that ship from floating away. So it's kind of like, whatever. And I feel like for a lot of you, this stability is linked to that decision that from the start of the month here. And it's like a choice to start a new journey, to travel, to, start some sort of forward movement with that ship coming through. But there's a lot of stability within you, a lot of durability in this choice to travel, to journey, to start some brand new adventure in your life. It may not be physical distance. It may just be a brand new journey, a brand new adventure. Sometimes we see sort of sailing the seas of your soul, and using your inner anchor to hold yourself steady, so that you kind of know that no matter, even if you hit rough seas, that you can hold yourself steady through this storm, and you'll still find your way, and you'll still be following the adventure that you need to be on. So it's coming through very esoterically as well. But I feel that this is you whatever you're doing at the moment, Scorpio, you are like this anchor for yourself. You're holding yourself so steady, and you can rely on yourself. Okay, you know that you can survive any rough seas that come for you. You know that no matter, it's kind of that, come what may, I'll be fine. It doesn't matter whether I do this or that or this or that, I'll be all good either way. You're such a sturdy, dependable force to be reckoned with here, that you're the anchor that definitely can hold this ship steady and hold yourself steady no matter what the new adventure that comes. You can journey it. Okay, so no matter what comes around the corner, no matter what, even if it feels like you're taking a bit of a risk to follow a certain path or something along those lines, you know that you can rely on yourself, and that you're going to hold firm and steady through whatever this journey is for you there. Okay, so very, very interesting. I feel like that because when I asked for clarity, it was just sort of telling me it's going to be revealed. You've got good fortune. You can take a chances. It's not really showing me specifics of what this may be for each of you there. It may be different for everyone within the collective, but we are seeing sort of a change of vibe toward the end of the month, because the end of the month, the end of November, Scorpio, we do have the snake followed by the ring. Okay, so this is, it's coming through that, coming through very standalone message here, and it is just telling me straight away, straight up, what this is the snake a lot of the time does talk about physical intimacy. So we're having a casual relationship at the end of the month here. The ring does show us that, it could lead to more than just a casual connection, but it's sort of starting off very sex-based and, very physical, a lot of desire and passion, being the forerunner. With this connection is the desire and the passion, and I'm just feeling this element too, that sometimes with the snake there can be that, it can talk about temptations and deception. So you may be sort of tempted into this passion because you're so passionate towards this person. You're feeling so much desire towards them. It's kind of like you're taking them up on the temptation, without knowing if it's going to lead to a stronger connection than just physical. You may sort of go in for the temptation, even if you're not just after casual. Even if you're wanting something a bit more long term, you may still, jump in on that temptation. But I feel as though there's a level of, sometimes the snake can talk about deception as well. So I do feel as though there's a level of deception here where, some of you are deceiving yourself into that it could be more than just a physical casual connection, whereas others of you, this person is deceiving you into that it's not going to be more than just a physical thing. So it's kind of like, if this person is telling you, oh no, it's just casual, it's just a physical thing, they're kind of lying to themselves about the fact that deep down they're hoping that there may be a little bit more of a connection there, and it may lead to something else. But it's kind of going both ways. So for some of you, that's you. Some of you, that's you, deceiving yourself about where this is actually going. So some of you are telling yourself it's just casual, but deep down there's this going on. Whereas others of you, are kind of deceiving yourself that it's going to lead to this, whereas it is just the physical. So it's kind of going both ways with that one, and it could be either of you, being the one deceiving themselves about that situation. But it's kind of like that vibe of, whichever one is saying, oh no, this is just casual, this is just physical, they're the ones deceiving themselves, okay? And if they're saying, oh no, I'm hoping that it goes, longer term, they're deceiving themselves that it's got that potential. Okay, so whatever you will know, it's going to be different for everyone, but you will sort of know, depending on what the person says to you or what you're saying to them. So if you're telling them casual, be prepared that it might be more than that. If you're telling them, oh, I want this to lead to more, it may not. Okay, so and flip it as necessary as well. But we'll have a look at the love oracle and see what they want to tell us about. So far, all the readings I've done, majority of people sort of, it's not until the end of November that we're starting to see all the romance and the passion and the relationship stuff coming out. So it's not just you guys that. Everyone's sort of dealing with some stuff still at the start of November, and then toward the end of November, we're heading into a more romantic time period, apparently, just with the entire collective. But I haven't done the fire or the earth signs yet, and they usually vibe a bit different to the air and water. So we'll wait and see, I suppose. Okay. Scorpio, what's going on with Scorpio in love during November? Okay, Scorpio. Okay, so firstly we have the garden. Okay, so definitely, when it comes to love, this is all about nurturing a connection and growing a connection. So for those of you who are sort of starting off some sort of connection there on a physical basis, you definitely are seeing the opportunity for that to grow and expand and sort of start blooming and flowering in the future. So it's kind of like you planting the seeds now during November, ready for that, and then starting to nurture that and taking, being that caretaker of the garden, looking after that garden and waiting for those flowers to bloom down the track. So it really does talk about, I feel with the garden here, it does talk about planting those seeds now to sort of open up to things in the future. But we also do see with the garden, it does talk, just in general, it does talk about, social gatherings and meetings and meeting up with people and, being quite social and whatnot as well. So it definitely can talk about meeting new people, planting those seeds, once again, planting those seeds of meeting new people. And we are also seeing yin and yang. So I am feeling that this is these two cards here, because what I'm kind of feeling that this is specific to those of you where we are seeing that sexual connection, that physical connection, that is actually leading to something a little bit more with that that ring energy, that that you are sort of planting the seeds now in a physical desire way, but we're actually tending that garden and giving it that opportunity to grow into yin and yang as well as commitment. Okay, so there definitely is potential with this person, but it does seem for a lot of you it's starting off on a very physical based connection. So it may, and especially too with that garden card, it may take a little bit of time for that to actually grow, because it's all about realizing that, you sort of realizing this balance between the both of you, and that, you're the yin to their yang, that kind of thing. And it's kind of, you balance each other out really well, and you're really well matched. The things that you're good at, they maybe need help with, and vice versa. And so you're very well matched and balance each other out. So it's kind of like that vibe of, when you pair up an introvert and an extrovert, the extrovert, helps the introvert get out of their shell a little bit more, whereas the introvert actually helps the extrovert, chill out and take some time to just be at peace rather than having to be so frenetic and out there all the time. Well, that's the potential of that situation anyway, which we do see this potential here with the yin and yang, that you definitely can be each, that balance to each other, that perfect blend for each other, and especially too with that commitment energy as well. So that is coming through strongly, that for quite a lot of you, the ring and can talk about commitments, so, and cooperation, and making those sort of promises to each other. So I do feel as though this is a bit more down the track for those of you who are just sort of starting off on that physical connection at the this end of November there. But just be aware that, if you are jumping into a physical thing and sort of telling yourself this is just going to be a casual physical thing, just be aware that you may actually be getting more than you bargained for. You may actually be heading in toward commitment there, but obviously if you're after commitment, it's definitely on the cards for you there in the near future, with that. Okay. But like I said, it feels as though it's going to take a little bit of time for that to develop fully. So it may just start off as a very sort of casual, needs-based thing, like that physical desire for each other. All right. But that's what we have for you today, Scorpio. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, but hopefully I'll see you all again soon.